recording. Yeah, I'll cut it out and I'll put it at the front.
Okay. All right. Hey, all the guys and girls out there in the rocketry world, my name is Ari Piirainen. Everybody calls me Ari, it's much easier. And I started rocketry back in the first launch, and I'm number 3 member of the club. And as you can see behind me, I've been building a lot of rockets. I think 35 rockets all up, with 271 launches behind me. And I'd like to come back to it. Due to personal issues, I haven't been able to, but I will be and love to do it. And I've been a life member for many, many years, which is wonderful. And also I've got a plaque for 7 years in a comedy. And I've done a lot of PR. There's a lot of PR on TV, and it will appear, Matt will include it at the end. Thank you.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess the first thing, your involvement in rocketry QRS certainly precedes mine, predates mine. So I'd like to find out just how you got into rocketry, how you found out about rocketry and what sparked that interest.
The fact is that I was a 7-year-old boy back in Finland where I was born, and space always was already in my interest. And space travel was involved in it. So I remember going out sometimes in winter nights where snow and minus 25 degrees and looking at the stars. I was born in a small town, so it was quite light-free. And from that moment onwards, there was always this passion for space and space travel. And I studied it. Came to Australia at the age of 30, and that's why I still got an accent, which I don't notice because I've been here 56 years. Everybody else does, but the people do understand me. And so when I got here, I started working very early in my life, mainly because sadly my dad was alcoholic back in Finland, and we thought new life here, it got worse. Alcohol was half the price. It got worse. So me and mom worked hard. We worked hard, and because of that, rocketry space started to fade. But I was always interested in it. There was always in the back of my mind. So it was happened to be the life-changing moment for me. 1999, October Sky was released. Home Hickam signature here to me. And I happened to see this in about 2005, so quite a few years after. And I just went, wow. And the old spark started happening. I ended up going to Hobbygon at Creek Road. Yeah. On the spot, rockets for sale? I can actually get one. So I remember buying NSA Starship, ready-made rocket, and a packet of B6 4 motors and a packet of C65, without knowing nothing about the power differences. Okay, so it was a weekend. I went to Mansfield, Wecker Road. There's a huge cricket field there, trees all around but far away. So I launched it with a little controller, and honestly, B64, and I just said, wow, so it's about 300 feet. Not knowing that CASA rules are 400 plus no. Yeah. I didn't know. So I launched it twice. Then I thought, okay, I'm going to put a C65 in it without any idea about the power. So when it went up, all I know is that there was a spot in the sky somewhere. Then I saw the parachute did open, and it started floating towards the school. Sadly, never found a rocket. Yeah. So I lost my first rocket, but I was beaten. And the original October Sky was Hollywood name for Rocket Boys. This is the original book, and of course that will be signed by Holman. He signed me many things because, as you know, he came here. Yeah. And as early, I went so ahead of things. We had a, I don't know if I can show this closer to the camera, but this, our first rocket display, 2007. So I joined QRS. I heard that QRS is forming. I was number 3 financial member. Yep. And I know Brian Dixon, I think, was the first one. And Peter Scott was our first president. And there's a really good story about Peter. And of course, Peter and Blake Nikolic were there, Ryan McDonald, and Len Forsyth.
Yep.
We were the original. We met at the Koala Park down at Springwood.
Okay.
And that's our first meeting, if I remember right, it was formed in the club. So this was on the October 13, 2007. Our first launch was 20th of May, 2007. And I had become friends with Homer Hicken through Facebook. He accepted me. We found out that Linda's birthday was on the 20th of the 7th. And so, of course, cut the long story short, I sent a photo of us, the first group, launching on the day when her birthday was.
Yep.
We became lifelong friends ever since.
Nice.
And then, this is how far ahead I was of myself. This is the Hyperlock 1600.
Yep.
Aerial, which you see is here too.
Yeah.
You might be able to see it even later on. And I had, as you can see, there's about 10 rockets here already, including Callisto, the yellow Callisto, which I love, for level 1. And we didn't have the idea we're going to get any motors yet.
Yeah.
We were only limited to D.
Yeah.
But I was so interested about this. And now for viewers there who haven't, from Brisbane, Queensland, anywhere, I'd like you to write down this in your phone, whatever. Look at the program called Brisbane Extra.
Yeah.
Brisbane Extra. That was my first TV appearance.
Yeah.
And some of these rockets were already here then. And Doug Murray was a wonderful presenter. He was such a great guy, funny guy. Sadly, he passed away a few years ago. And I had a small rocket jet at the back made out of cedar wood. He brings in a smoke machine.
Nice.
He blows it up. It was a wonderful video. So everybody who's interested about rocketry should watch that one. And the other one that
I'm just going to interject briefly,
Yes.
because as doing my research for this interview, I went onto the Aerotech rocket kit page, and the photo of you with the Hyperlock 1600 is still the photo that they used to advertise that kit.
How about that?
Yes.
It was beautifully painted too. Now, I won't take credit for painting.
Yeah.
I had a really good friend, panel beaters. Everything here that you see is two-pack, beautifully painted.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay good money for good rockets when they're painted because
Yeah.
these are not cheap. And that was my first Hyperlock. And the area which is standing there, which you don't probably see. So, anyway, after this, then it finally happened. I have to give huge credit to Blake. He fought tooth and nail to get the shipments in, from America and all that. And I happened to be there on the day when it arrived.
Nice.
With Blake.
Yeah.
There was about 4 or 5 cartons full of low power, medium and high power motors. For a rocketry man like myself, it was like going to heaven.
Yeah.
We finally we can do and launch some bigger stuff.
How did you become aware of the high power rocketry and high power motors and the certification levels?
I was with my hat, Tripoli. I joined Tripoli.
Yep.
And thanks to Dave Cousins from Western Australia, he was a very, very influential person in my life, including Blake in the beginning. He guided me through because he had become a level 3, one of the first ones in Australia.
Yep.
And I joined Tripoli, and him and I traveled to, I think it was in 2008, 28th LBRS in Kansas. And there's incredible 2 things I have to mention about that launch. First of all, he had a Thor rocket with him. I think it was flying on a K motor. Now, as we know, we have very, very tight safety in rockets because we don't want anything to happen. So what happened, this is true story. So it was range open, and me and Dave carrying his Thor. I think I had the heavy end. He's a big dude. Anyway, the heavy end, and we just walking past this J pad.
Yeah.
Rockets were already ready there, right?
Yeah.
Without a lie, from here to you, this is less than 3 meters.
Yeah.
Somebody launched a J power rocket.
Wow.
And look, two good things. We didn't pull our pants, And second, we didn't even drop the rocket, but it was scary. And I remember the ringing in my ears lasted for minutes, couldn't hear a thing. And there was another one, talking about safety, and because I'm not mentioning any names, so one of the other ones that I never forget, I met wonderful people there that day, Crazy Jim and Tim Leher, and many others. And I remember walking into this massive trailer, 12 meters, 25 feet long trailer. And it was very black, there was no lights, and it's a couple of little windows. And I walked in, I knew who it belonged to. I walked in, and it was packed full of motors, everything there. It was just packed, all the shelves absolutely full. Then I see it's dark. I see there's this red dot in the middle of me. As I kept walking, there's this particular person. I never ever forget it, and I'm thinking, safety? Of course, we all know that high power motors will not ignite from a little spark, but low power can, but of course they were packaged. So these guys have been doing it for years probably, and he's having a smoke in there, but it just blew my mind, because we've been really told about the safety more and more. And so, after...
So what were you flying that trip to
I didn't take anything with me. I just went for fun, a trip to the first time to a big launch. It was eye-opening.
And what certification were you at that time?
I had just done, in 2008, I was able to do L1 on Callisto and Ariel with the L2. And I've launched some of these rockets so many times. But it took me then till 11th of June 2010. I built Intimidator 4, especially for Level 3. And beautifully built straight rocket. I launched it twice on J540 Redline. Perfect launches, perfect recovery, dual deployment of course. And second thing is I launched it twice in a K550. I just wanted to test that it works, and it did. And then I had to fly all the way to Perth, because he was attacked. Dave was attacked. So I flew all the way to Perth and launched this on an M1297 popular wide lining motor.
And what date was it?
11th of the 6th,
What year?
2010. So 15 years ago. And the launch was absolutely picture perfect, honestly, deployment the whole lot. And the amazing thing about it is that I was known as October Sky in our old rocketry forum. I had over 3,500 posts. So that means I posted a lot, because I just love rocketry. And the launch went perfectly, and the amazing thing is it flew about 12,200 feet. I could actually see the main deploy. And I was able to walk about 400 meters right to the rocket. So I was named in the rocketry forum as a funny thing. Somebody, I don't know who it actually was, one of the administrators, as a human GPS. I had GPS on board, but I didn't have to use it. And naturally, after all this big stuff started happening.
Is everybody out of the room? All right, just we'll get people off here.
You want to do your speech, Ari?
Walk away from there, aren't you?
Ari, you want to do your speech?
I don't know what to say. It's just that sort of a moment, really. Biggest motor I've ever launched. Biggest one here in the club. Biggest rocket, the heaviest rocket we've launched here in the club. So it'll be touch and go. And hopefully it'll come back in one piece, that's all.
And it's flying on a
J540 54mm motor with just a 2.2 second burn. It's a redline motor. The rocket at the pad weighs 8.5 kilos, which is 19 pounds in the old scale.
Alright, smile.
Hey.
Again.
Again. Oh, Shane, I hope you can post them with happiness.
2, 1, ignition. That should be proud. It's a very pretty shoot too, Ari.
Here it comes, let's catch it.
Bristol, we're ready to go.
Oh shit, they're launching it. Right, grab the camera, set it up.
Don't you love the look of the next shoot?
Oh,